So now we have revised all our aggregates. Okay, if you remember, we revised all the aggregates, calculate the average, count, min, max, and all. We even did something called between. We revised between two numeric values. We even revised order by. Order by is nothing but sorting. Okay, sorting by default in the ascending order. If you want descending, you can give DESC. Okay, and we even saw what is meant by group by. If you look over here, you have a particular field called city, and imagine I want to find out something like with respect to city. I want to do a grouping with respect to a particular field. I can use group by. So now here what I'm calculating is I'm trying to calculate the city-wise average mark. If you look here, I can make it into groups. Kochi is a group. Trivandrum is a group. Thrissur is a group. Kozhikode a group. And then Kannur a group. So to do that, I will be doing group by. That also we saw last class. I was doing a quick revision. What is group by? And then once you get the answer, like, here you got city-wise average marks. You can, sort it. Sort it with respect to city, or you can sort it with respect to marks and so on. So now let's go on to a new keyword, a new query called having. 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 So we even did a few queries with different fields, not only city, numerics, like, we did with respect to M2, with respect to M3, and so on. Now, let's come back. I'll just take my select star from test underscore SQL. Okay, now I do have this. Now, I have done a grouping already. Look here. I did a grouping with respect to M3, and I got an answer. Now, I want to do some filtering on the answer, which I got after grouping. I'll go once again. I did a grouping, and I got a result set. You call this a result set. And I want to do something more on this, on the result set that I just obtained after grouping. I want to do some filtering. So, such cases, you will be using a query called having. So mind you, having can be used only after group by. Okay. Normally, if you remember, when you do your queries, you write, select something, let's say star from, let's say something where you given a condition. Okay. This is how you normally do. But when you have your group by, you will say where group by. Now, once you have done a group by, you can no longer use a where. You can no longer use a where. Where cannot be used. Instead, you can be using only a keyword called having. So let's have a small question. So, that was the question. Get the marks with respect to city, the average marks of M1 with respect to city, and display only the marks greater than 30. So, first what you have to do is you have to do grouping by city. That we have done. As I told you, once you have done a grouping by city, you will get this result. And in this particular result, you want to do a filtering. Where will not work. You will have, as I told you earlier, where will not work. After a grouping, you can only use having. So what is the condition which I gave you? The average marks should be greater than 30. So let's see. I'll just copy this over here. I'll paste it. So I have a result set. I did grouping and I got it. And from that, I am doing some filtering, which means, I should be using my having query. So let's check. Greater than 30, I do have only a 63 and a 72. I am getting it correctly. Okay. Now I can give better namings and all for this. Let's say AM to show the average. Okay. Just a bit of an aliasing so that, things look better, because here it is coming as ABG1. Okay, it comes AM and city. You might want to sort it out. If you want to sort it out with respect to, let's say, order by city, you can very well have it. Oh, it comes the same because, K is lesser than T. Desk, the descending order. Okay, so now T came first and then K came. So, you can go on concatenating things. Only thing what you have to remember is, once you have done a grouping, then if you have a condition to be kept, you can use only the having. So here what I've done is, I've selected the average marks with respect to city. I got this. And now I gave a question. Find me only the marks which are between 60 and 70. So I gave a having average between 60 and 70, which means, I'll just get my 63 mark. So this is how you do your having. Once you've done a grouping, and then if you want to give a condition or a filtering on that result set, you have to use your group having and then the condition.